Hello and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. Hi, and hello to all of my lovelies, my beauties, my royalties. Don't forget about that deep breath, babies. Don't forget about that deep breath. Don't forget about those Epstein files either, because the way that this whole atrocity it's teaching, and that's one reason why I will keep talking about my trauma and my drama, which Mr. Spider hates. So I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to make sure to keep doing it because his no good, stupid, idiotic, lower than scum. Oh yeah, okay, I'll get to him in a minute. But yeah, he is low, like his ex-wife is lower than him still. So not only is she lower than him, she's also lower than scum, but he is lower than scum. But okay, anyway, let's get that piping, boiling, scorching hot petty tea out. If you like it cold, hold the ice because the ice is a hot mess in these streets. Okay. And oh, don't forget to check out my Patreon. I have Dating Nightmares, I have Gray Sheep Society, I have just so much, especially like some people might be like, why is it such a big deal that that fighter called Mrs. Obama a man or whatever? If you don't know the history, and also if you don't know how much it happens, because on date, like I even show how with the dating apps, a few men have called me a man. One time it was because I have 3 degrees, and like with all of my higher education, he said that I'm trying to be masculine, I'm trying to be a man. I It's like he wouldn't doubt if I shave my mustache or beard every day or whatever. And like some because I invest, some because I'm not gonna be that. Oh my gosh, how are you? Oh, yeah, I'm gonna be the conservative little. No, I'm not. No, I'm not gonna. No, that's not me. And especially, yeah, I'm going to be leading. Yeah, this is a great introduction. Like a lot of conservative men lie, and this is why I say make sure you look at an entire profile before you swipe left or right. If you see red flags, swipe left. And guys, be honest. We only have one life to live. If you're religious, not religious, in between, if you don't know, like whatever, if you're still figuring it out, we're only going to be on this earth once, or at least this version of us. Like we don't, and we have no idea when it's gonna end. It's like the voice actress from Lilo and Stitch. It's like she was so young and beautiful and like talented, and she's gone. And it's like almost every day we're finding young people who are passing away. And oh, because of what Elon Musk did with USAID or whatever, we have young children dying from HIV and AIDS because they need the medicine, but since they are deprived of medicine, they are dying now. So I will talk about that on a later day. But yeah, I'm going to bring up in this episode because he doesn't want us to. Yeah. And he just, okay. He wants done. Okay, I want to get to the main subject in a second because it's real. It kind of, because especially with politics. Do you know how many men tell me that they they will not talk politics with me, or they will not allow me to talk politics, and they say that I need to figure out new hobbies or new interests because it's not ladylike. But then when I say I'm not interested in them or I don't want to talk to them, and or when I try to talk politics, or there's this one guy who I met a couple years ago, and but now he's trying to come back to my life. Do you know there's been like 7 or 8 guys since the official breakup that's been trying to come back into my life, and some of them are saying, "You are the love of my life. You're the one that got away." How am I the one that got away when you cheated on me, and or you lied to me, and or you ditched, like you literally asked me to dress up to go on date night. Like he wanted to take me to there's this one restaurant in Detroit, it like rotates or whatever. That was the restaurant he was gonna take me to. So he told me to get all glammed up, dressed up. I was ready. He didn't show up. And he did it like First time, shame on him. The other two times, like, I didn't put as much effort, but I was like into my outfit or how I looked. I was just like, I'm just in case, and I was right. So, but for some reason, I thought there was little hope or whatever. Anyway, but yeah, Elon Musk doesn't want to bring us to bring that up, and he wants evidence. And do you know how many times people, once they meet me, oh, well, since I see your disability, like, yeah, I think you should get disability. I think you should get aid. It's like, and yeah, you don't want to come out here anyway. It's like, yeah, why are you traveling? Why are you doing this? Why are you working? Why do you want to be a professor? Why are you writing your books? Enjoy the government. Okay, if I had the opportunity, I wouldn't work. Do you know how many stupid idiotic people told me that? And okay, I'm talking white people. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna say no black people have told me that, but I would say it's like 93% white people have told me, you don't want, why would you want to work? Why do you want to start your own business? You have a disability, enjoy it. You get to live off the government. Just do that. Do you know how many white people have told me that? But then they keep wanting to stereotype black women. And that's another thing. Like, if I do that, then they're going to be like, oh, she's black. They're just going to stereotype. Like, but I mean, I don't want to do that anyway. But it's just a thought. Like, they don't, they don't even think. They're so dim-witted, poorly educated, stupid, ignorant. Because, oh, they're conservative too. Did I forget to add that? Because, yeah, Mr. No Heart's mother. Mm, oh, no, no, you need to get on disability. I've seen you face to face. Like, I know there's so many people who fake it and they just pretend and they don't, but it's like, I've seen you. So I have to prove it to you. Who the crap are you? You're the one that before 420 was legal would puff puff pass with your son. And now you judge black people who are in jail or prison for the same crime that you used to commit all the time. And then you brag about all your kids going to jail. But then, since my black family, my black brothers and sisters, I mean, yeah, yeah, since my sisters and I, we didn't go to jail. We've never, yeah. She thinks something's wrong with that. But it's like it's either disability or anything like that. People think, well, you need to prove it. They think it must be fraud unless you prove it. And that's one reason, like, a lot of these no good, stupid, idiotic racists are celebrating and doing their thing up in Minnesota and Ohio, whatever, because they think all they do is fraud and all they do is crime and all they do you know how many white people I know who commit crimes and they don't get caught because they're white? And then Mr. Lockakey, do you know how many times he would do a crime? But then sometimes he would try to do the crime, and then he would try to put it on me. Because sometimes, like one time, okay, I'm going to tell the whole story later, but literally there was one time where I was outside with one of the neighbors, just talking, one of the neighbors and their daughter, because their daughter, she was adorable. It's like, I don't know, she adored me. And I like, she was so sweet. And it's like I think we had something in common, like, or something with animation or something, but she would always come over and talk to me about it. But one time Mr. Lakaki just came up to me and handed me something. He was like, hold this, and it was just out of nowhere. But I'm in the middle of a conversation, I'm not thinking much of it, so I hold it. He wanted my fingerprints on his crime. But I'm gonna tell that whole story a different. Yeah, he literally told me to hold something so then he could go take it to police. Because remember, like he was trying to make me get arrested so then I could never leave him because then I would have to lower my standards. And he told me, who are the police gonna believe, a white man or a black woman? But then people say there's no more racism in this country. But then, if you're new and you don't know why I got stuck with this no good, idiotic, bigoted jerk, yeah, you need to really catch up on dating nightmares. Yeah, especially listen to the episodes about Lakaki. Listen to the episode at Olive Garden, the breadstick episode. Oh yeah, my 3-year anniversary was like a couple days ago. So yay, I've been on here. Have I progressed? No. But has it been amazing? Kinda, yeah. It's like I was not allowed to be on here. And so for years I kept wondering, what if, what if, what if? So now, has it been a failure? Yeah, yeah. But you know what? It's a diary, and a diary anyone can listen to, because I know there's been other people who have been undiagnosed and other people who have been verbally and physically ABUSC'd because of undiagnosis or just because they have a disability, and people who have been cheated on, hurt, and, well, in relationships, verbally and physically ABUSC'd. And yeah, so there's a lot of people who can relate to me. But okay, now we're gonna get to the main event, Mr. Spider, that no good, idiotic piece of scum. Mm. And the funny part is, near like the end of our relationship, I didn't know it was near the end, but he would start telling me, "You need to stop talking about your trauma. You treat your trauma like your armor." Idiot. Okay, because he finally told me why, which I knew that, like, from the beginning. Okay, because yeah, I'm gonna be going back and forth of like the very, very beginning and the very, very end, because he ended up being a no good, idiotic, lying, stupid doofus, and someone who is just so desperate and lonely, but then uses desperation to use another human being and take advantage of another human being, because I guess he learned from his mother and his no good, disgusting gremlin of an ex-wife, who was an in my opinion, a narcissist. And oh, other people in the family think she's a narcissist. Yeah. He learned from her, so he thought that he could do the same things to me as was done to him. So here we go, here we go, here we go. And oh yeah, there's going to be episodes that are out of order, because I'm going to be talking about the breakup and other episodes, and how I I loved him, because I really honestly did. And I was so like, in those episodes I was so shocked, because I'm because okay, here we go, here we go, here we go. This is probably going to be a two-parter. It really is. Maybe even a three-parter. Sorry. Oops. Well, not really sorry, because yeah, it's my journal and I can do what I want to. So, what I'm so disgusted by, I mean, I'm so disgusted just with him, period, but with dating profiles, especially with Hinge and everything. Okay, because this guy, Mr. Spider, was only interested because I was and kind of, well, I am still a professor, but yeah, let's just say exciting things are coming in my future. But in my profile on Hinge, I had that I grew up as a Christian. I still am, but I'm more spiritual, but I am a Christian still. And there were a few things that I put my politics and how I want to start my business, get my businesses together, and how I'm a nerd. But this guy matched with me, seeing my religion. That's one of the reasons why he broke up with me, even though he knew from day one. Part of me wonders, why do so many men lie? Because I've had this happen, even with Mr. No Heart. Day one, I told him that, yes, I don't have any kids. It's like one reason, because of Christianity. I was trying to find the husband. I was trying to have the whole family unit. I used to believe in that, but I don't anymore. Is watching my family and other people's families and I don't. And so I plan on just buying a house, adopting, fostering. and making sure like sit down with my kids and ask what are your dreams, what are your goals, and how can we make that happen? Having goal journals and having adventures. Like I want to do everything that I wish. Like and that's part of the frustrating thing. My mom did do some of that, but it always came back with you're never going to do anything in your life because you walk like that. And why do I bring that up? Because the first time, like after we like texted on the phone for a little bit, he didn't ask for anything sexual. He was polite. He was, and this is Mr. Spider. He was a gentleman. I thought, wow, he knows how to talk and have discussions and everything. And he would be writing full paragraphs. He was mad at me because I had shorter because I'm more of a verbal person. It's like because I type all day with my novels, my poetry, and everything. I type all day, so I like talking more, verbal more. And so once, like we had 3 or 4 different virtual dates where we were on screen, either with Google Video or with Discord. And the first time we talked, I told him about my disability. And he was like, "Oh, who cares? No, you're so cool. You're a professor. You're smart." Like he only wanted the ego of dating a professor. That's the only reason he wants to date me. The only reason. Who cares if you have a disability? In writing, in his email, he had an issue with my disability from the very beginning. But he was like, "I'll see if I can get over it. I'll see if I can forget about it, if I can get over it, whatever." I'm a human being. It's like he dated me until he got tired of me. He dated me until he was like, "Oh, well, no one else was going to date her." Like he didn't say it like that, but in the like he basically said that no one else was going to date you. And I was single. I was bored. I wanted attention. That's why he dated me. Oh, he wanted like with his ego, and he did the same thing that Mr. No Heart did. He only wanted to get his ex-wife jealous because I have more education, I have more goals, I have more prestige and things than she would ever have. And he knew that that would get her frustrated and upset. That's one reason why he kind of pretended like he was going to defend me when she was verbally, abusing me or whatever, but he didn't really. But yeah, he had an issue with my disability from day one, but he wanted to make his ex wife jealous so badly. He was so desperate for that. And with Mr. No Heart, remember, he just wanted to be my friend until his kids mentioned me to the ex. And she was fuming. And she was so upset because, one, I was black, or one, I am black, and my education and like where I live, like just so many different things she could not stand. And at the end of the day, he couldn't stand it either, but he wanted everyone to be jealous. He wanted that prestige. He wanted the image. He wanted the, wow, your girl does, even though he would not introduce me to his racist, no good, bigoted friends up in Lake City, Michigan. It's like he doesn't even understand. Like once we got back to the house, I brought it up and he tried to gaslight me. Oh, you just want me to brag about you? Oh, you just want me to show you up? No, I want you to introduce me. You made me stand there and like the racist, bigoted white guy staring me up and down, smirking at me. And then your daughter running. Oh, what? Like, I had to chase her down with my sore, like, well, with my disability. I didn't know it was a disability yet. I knew I was in pain, but everyone was telling me I was a liar. But he didn't even care. I'm following her, and she was like, "Why is everyone being so racist? They're staring you down." There is like, everybody is just like looking at you like you're an animal, like, or you're not human. And I'm like, welcome to racism. But with Mr. Spider, same thing. He would go out with me and stuff like that, but he didn't want to. He didn't want to. And even in the emails, he was like, I wasn't embarrassed of you. But yeah, I have an issue with your disability. I have an issue with your religion. He's like, I think you were probably gonna try to pressure me into. I'm like, when did I ever? And I'm more comfortable with more spiritual people than, because yeah, a lot of the Christian men that I've dated have put me into very toxic situations. I don't feel like, no, that's not the top. Like, no, if you and see, this is another part. He's been listening to my episodes, but the stupid idiot hasn't listened to my episodes because I talk about my trauma, but he tells me to stop talking about my trauma. I wonder if it's because he knew he was repeating and doing some of the same things as some of the past men. So he just wants me to shut up about it. He just wants me to get over it because he just feels like, oh, you have a disability. Men are just going to treat you like garbage. Get used to it. That's basically what he did. He just wants me to shut up. Just get over it. Oh, and be his friend. After everything, like, because all of this stuff was in my profile about my politics, about my, it's like I stated that I'm a Christian. I was brought up that way. I'm not as hardcore, like, no, it's like, because I think I'm finding out I'm more agnostic. Yeah, I think I am. Yeah, but anyway, it's like, yeah, I'm going through a whole religious adventure. But with my disability, day one, I went over everything. And he was virtually just like, oh, yeah, I'm okay with that. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. Oh, that's no problem. Oh, who cares? You have a disability. Oh, well, this stupid idiot, he built a ramp for me. Because some of the people were like, oh, well, maybe he just didn't know. This jerk built not only a ramp to get into his apartment, but a ramp to get into his car. And then this man, like, he was going to buy disability items that I use at my house to be in his apartment to make it more comfortable. Because one of those the razors for the toilets, yeah, he was gonna buy that for, because since I have it at my house or whatever. Yeah, he was like, oh, what kind is that? What model? I'll buy it for my apartment. Yeah, I'm gonna buy one for you. I want you to be comfortable. He has an issue with my disability, but he was offering to buy 4 or 5 different disability contraptions for his house. The entire time he's making me think that I should be comfortable with him. And I, like, month after month, like, because January I kept second guessing, like, are you sure? And I offered, we can be friends. I'm an amazing friend. Because I saw he was going through his divorce. I'm like, you know what? Let's just be friends. He was like, no. I mean, he erased all of the other dating apps. He was like, no, I want to be with you. He had an issue with my religion and my disability from day one. This stupid, idiotic fool, less than the value of bacteria, had the, like, this is why, like, I'm trying not to hate men, but so many men do this. And this is why, like, I I I keep questioning them, but then so I I keep questioning them, but then they lie. But then men blame women for being single. Men blame women for wanting to, like, just leave or whatever. But then they keep lying. And then this fool, he admits that he lied to me, but then he tells me, don't block me. We're going to be friends in a couple weeks. Yeah, this is gonna be a 2 or 3 parter. And I'm still like, are you really this dim with it? You can't be this stupid. Do you know how many times he's called his coworkers stupid and dumb and it's not smart? Like, and he said in so many different ways. Do you know how many times he's called them that? But then he lied to me during the entire relationship. But then he tells me we're gonna be friends. But then it kind of reminds me of him and his ex-wife. Because I think he was so stupid to be in the relationship with his ex-wife for 20 years, almost 20 years, whatever. He was stupid enough to stay in it because he, I, he allowed her to brainwash him so that she could sleep with anybody and everybody she wanted to. He allowed her to bring home new men, and he moved into the basement. He allowed her to treat him like garbage, but now he feels like he can treat other people like she treated him, and he thinks it's going to be okay. Just because she broke up with him the first time, and then he was too lazy to try to be in other relationships. So when she, like, kind of like a dog, called him back, said, I got a treat for you, come back into the relationship, and he ran back. That's not my issue. That's not my show. That's not my problem. Even though it's like, because yeah, she needed him because she needed a daddy for her child. She needed a daddy for her son. And she knew he would fall into it. She knew that, oh, he'll be a good boy. He will be a good daddy. He's going to do anything I say. Because the entire time it's like, after she broke up with him, they were probably friends. See, and this is how he's so dumb. He probably thinks that I'm going to do the same thing that he did with his ex wife. I'm not. I'm not that stupid. Because I kept asking, why would you go back to her? Because he would say how she treated him. And I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. It makes so much more sense now. And now he thinks he can treat me like she treated him. Because okay, before I start part two, oh, you know what? No, I'm gonna save this for the next part. But you'll never believe why he's so upset now. You're not gonna believe why he's so upset right now, and I think it's hilarious. This man off Hinge, yeah, Hinge. Ooh, there's a lot of liars on Hinge too, and a lot like Meet Me and Scout. Oh, they've got a lot of the prisoners and the inmates and just criminal. Like, yeah, yeah. It's like the demographics on each dating app are very specific and interesting. But Hinge, ooh, like majority of the men who are very demanding and or they're liars. Like, cause I just watched a video because I was gonna wait to do this one. But then I was like, you know what? No, I watched this one video and I'm like, you know what? Yes, this white girl, she been through yeah, because this guy lied to her about having a kid. Yeah, I'd even next episode I'm gonna have the video in each episode of this series, but it was mind boggling because I'm like, we've been through the same exact thing, and it's just wow. But I'm going to talk about that in the next one because dating apps, these men, I mean, these people, but I only date men. So well, yeah. Thank you so much for listening to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handy capable. But most importantly, I am human and you're human too.